Pacific Coast Royalties is more than just a music video title, it is a declaration of legacy, power, and cultural ownership. From the very first moments, the concept frames Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre not as artists chasing relevance, but as architects of a movement that has shaped global hip-hop for decades. The Pacific Coast symbolizes freedom, ambition, and innovation, a place where dreams are born under palm trees and tested against harsh realities. In this visual and musical journey, the coast becomes a metaphor for longevity, waves crashing endlessly just like the influence of these two legends. The calm confidence in the atmosphere reflects artists who have already conquered the industry and now stand as kings surveying the empire they helped build. Every beat, every shot, and every lyric feels intentional, rooted in experience rather than trend. This opening establishes that Pacific Coast Royalties is not about flexing wealth alone, but about honoring the road traveled, the risks taken, and the culture created along the West Coast shoreline. Dr. Dre's role in Pacific Coast Royalties feels deeply symbolic. He is portrayed not just as a performer, but as a master strategist, the architect behind the sound of generations. The visual language surrounding Dre emphasizes control, precision, and intelligence. Studio environments, panoramic ocean views, and composed body language all reflect a man who understands the value of silence as much as sound. Dre represents discipline and evolution, someone who has repeatedly reinvented himself without losing authenticity. In the music video's narrative, his presence anchors the project in credibility and history. The Pacific Coast behind him mirrors his career, calm on the surface, powerful beneath. Dre's influence is not loud, it is undeniable. The track's polished production, layered beats, and cinematic pacing feel like a reflection of his philosophy: quality over noise, legacy over hype. Through this portrayal, the video reminds viewers that modern hip-hop's global dominance traces directly back to minds like Dre's, who transformed raw street stories into timeless art. Snoop Dogg embodies the soul of the Pacific Coast in a way no other artist can. In Pacific Coast Royalties, he is effortless, smooth, and completely at home, as if the coastline itself moves to his rhythm. Snoop's presence brings warmth, charisma, and storytelling into the visual narrative. His flow feels like ocean waves, relaxed yet unstoppable, playful yet commanding respect. The video highlights his evolution from a young voice of the streets to a global cultural icon who still remains connected to his roots. Snoop represents accessibility. He is royalty who never lost touch with the people. Through fashion, body language, and lyrical confidence, he bridges generations, reminding viewers that authenticity outlives trends. His scenes often feel sun-drenched and open, symbolizing freedom, resilience, and joy. In contrast to the industry's constant pressure to change, Snoop stands as proof that staying true to oneself can lead to timeless success. Visually, Pacific Coast Royalties is a masterclass in cinematic restraint and elegance. Instead of overwhelming the viewer with excess, the video leans into natural beauty, luxury with purpose, and slow-burning confidence. Oceanfront roads, modern mansions, classic cars, and golden hour lighting all work together to create a visual language of earned success. This is not flashy wealth, it is quiet dominance. The Pacific Ocean serves as a constant backdrop, reinforcing themes of continuity and permanence. Camera movements are smooth and deliberate, mirroring the steady rhythm of the track. Every frame feels like a moving photograph, carefully composed to reflect status without shouting. The visual storytelling enhances the music by giving it space to breathe, allowing the audience to absorb the atmosphere rather than rush through it. This approach aligns perfectly with the idea of royalty: those who truly own power do not need to prove it. At its core, Pacific Coast Royalties is a celebration of legacy and a statement about the future. Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre are not looking backward with nostalgia, they are standing firmly in the present while acknowledging the foundation they built. The video communicates a powerful message to newer generations of artists: success is not just about virality, but about longevity, ownership, and cultural impact. By placing themselves against the timeless Pacific Coast, they symbolize endurance in an industry known for short-lived fame. This project reinforces the idea that hip-hop is not just music, it is heritage, business, lifestyle, and influence. Pacific Coast Royalties feels like a crown passed through decades, polished rather than replaced. As the final moments fade, the audience is left with a sense of respect, inspiration, and understanding that true royalty is earned through vision, consistency, and authenticity.